What's up, family? My name is Erin. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. This is part of a series that I will affectionately call mini-bytes. Each time I will have a theme, and through that theme, my intention is to share part of my story and part of the solution to some of the challenges I'm facing. Why am I doing these videos? It was brought to my attention that perhaps my story might be useful and helpful to some, and that perhaps my story holds space for individuals to simply be where they're at. And today's theme is discernment, and it's funny because I have two voices basically. I've got a voice that encourages, and I have a voice that discourages. And the voice that discourages has been telling me not to do these videos for the last few years. And it's been telling me, nobody wants to hear your story, you're self-centered for wanting to do videos, you're simply not good enough, you don't have the experience, you are not qualified. And it's one of the reasons I am sitting here today recording my very first video, because I know that that little voice that discourages also wants to isolate me and put me into a corner so that I do not share my gifts with all of you. And well, that would just be a great disservice, not only to myself, but to everyone else. And so before I continue, I would encourage you, any of you, if this is something like that you're feeling that you want to do, to just go ahead and do it, because there's really no good time for it. I'm at the end of a rather long and challenging day today. Some personal matters showing up, some really beautiful new challenges in my life. I didn't really feel like taking the time to start this thing off. Feeling a bit tired, and here I am. So thanks again for being here. So discernment. This is a theme that has become more present for me, I would say, over the last 6 to 8 months. Up until then, I really wasn't concerned with discerning. I didn't really understand. That wasn't really a word that was in my vocabulary. It wasn't really important to me. I was making choices along the way that were choices that were self-centered in a way. They were choices that I felt were right, but what was most important about those choices was that they made me feel good. And this manifested in my world in some positive ways and in some not so positive ways. And as I continued on my journey of wellness and connecting wellness to effective leadership, as some of you know, that's my work, I began to realize that my ability to discern between what was in my best interest and what wasn't was pretty off the mark. So I started to work more on this, and what I find is it never really is so clear to me what it means to discern between right and wrong. It's more about trusting that the choice I make is in my best interest, which then inspires me to, in fact, make a choice that's in my best interest. Because if I make a choice that's self-destructive but feels good, it kind of kills my confidence, and it kind of attacks my ability to trust myself in making the right choices. So, discernment for me has really become sort of at the front line of my thought process throughout the day. Discernment. Is this a choice that is going to be beneficial to me, in my best interest, therefore in the best interest of all involved? Or is this a choice that is going to make me feel good now, but may be hurtful to myself or others? This sounds really trivial, and it's like, yeah, duh, no, not for me. This was not something that I was integrating in my life. I wasn't always thinking about, was a choice good or bad for all of us. I was thinking about what felt good to me. And the reason I was doing that was because I was suffering. I was suffering on the inside. I was disassociated with self. I was lacking self-awareness. On the surface, I appeared authentic. On the surface, I appeared connected with self, but really, I didn't even know what my body liked to eat. I didn't even know how much sleep my body needed. And so it really wasn't a possibility for me to make choices in my best interest because I hadn't done the work and equipped myself with the tools of self-care, which ultimately have allowed me to connect on a deeper level with myself and understand with greater clarity what is in my best interest and therefore what is in the best interest of all. So discernment has been a gift. The gift of discernment has been something that I've been given as a result of some of the work that I've been done. I'm really grateful for it. It doesn't even really, I would say, bring me much more clarity. It brings me much more peace. And in closing for today, I feel a sense of peace and contentment and a sense of fulfillment. And I feel surrounded by love and filled with love in a way that I have absolutely never experienced nor had I thought was possible. So really grateful for that. Really grateful for each one of you. Thanks for taking the time. Be on the lookout for more videos, and I will also be sharing some more information on a seminar I have coming up in October in Philadelphia. Would love to see you there. We're going to dive in a little bit more to the validated self-healing techniques. That's all for now. Have a great night. Love you all. Take care.